The Isaiah Factor Uncensored starts right now.
And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. It takes a village to raise a child. We've all heard that phrase before. And having that extra help when you're a parent to young children can be crucial. But what if the village is damn near empty? That's a problem some parents are facing. Since the pandemic, more than 16,000 varying kinds of child care facilities have closed in this country. That leaves some parents of part of the country, including Houston and Texas, designated as child care deserts. We dive into the issue hitting you at home.
So, Kim, for those who are viewing this interview right now, many of us know what a food desert is, but exactly what is a daycare desert?
Yeah, so a child care desert is a zip code, an area of a community that has 3 times more children from the ages birth through 5 that both parents are working than there are child care seats. So when we look at childcare, from childcare to family childcare and everybody in that space. So there's more kids than there's availability of care.
And how big of a problem is this in the Houston area, or is it a nationwide problem we're now seeing?
It's really a nationwide problem, right? So it's not, I mean, obviously there's childcare deserts in Houston, but we're really seeing this across the state and across the country. We've had deserts before the pandemic, but the pandemic has made them worse.
And so why are there fewer daycares now in various communities around this country? What's causing that?
So lots of reasons. So obviously the pandemic didn't help things, right? So when parents stayed home and didn't have their kids in school and in childcare, that enrollment went down. It's also the way childcare business works is that they get paid when kids come, and so when parents pull their children for obvious reasons, for good reasons, then that hurt the businesses. Now there's been some great programs that have helped sustain some childcare programs. The childcare relief dollars the federal government passed through to Texas, through the Texas Workforce Commission. We know that providers that took that money have been able to survive, but we really need to think about all that systemic reasons. Another reason is staffing. A lot of centers that are even open right now still aren't at full capacity because they don't have the teaching staff to open those classrooms. The parents are ready to bring their kids back, but they don't have enough staff there to open that classroom.
And have we seen where, in many instances, those who work in the daycare industry can now go to other jobs where they're paid more, and they're leaving those jobs, leaving this hole for parents out there?
That's exactly right. So, the great resignation, the great reshuffle, whatever we call it, that affected the childcare workers too. So when they can go work at retail or change careers completely, like many people did, that are making more money with less stress and less exposure to COVID itself, those are decisions that the workforce did make.
Now, what options are out there, or what plans are in place, or what are they looking at to fill this void for parents where there are child care deserts around this country? Let's specifically deal with Houston. That's home for us.
So there's programs within the city of Houston and Harris County, as well as the state, that are looking to actually support financially for providers to go into these deserts. There's incentive money for them to do startups and to open businesses there. So I think a combination of those dollars is that, and a lot of those are COVID relief dollars, right? Dollars that came into the city and county and the state, and I think those are taking place right now. So hopefully in the next year or so, a year when we do this look at again at these deserts, hopefully our numbers will be better than what they were. But it's also thinking about how do we sustain this long term when those funds run out, because those were all one-time funds. How do we build that system in place now with these one-time dollars to really make sure that not only in a year, but 2, 3, 5 years down the road, those deserts are getting smaller versus larger.
And so I guess parents will just have to hold on until that help is in place, and the industry recovers, and that may take some time, Kim.
It may take, yeah, it may take some time. You know, parents, you are not alone. All parents are dealing with this and are struggling with it. So I think it's a matter of being creative like parents are, and finding the cares. And there are good programs out there. So making sure you're finding those and using the resources out there to find those locations. And then also, you know, making sure that this is an issue raised up to our elected officials at the city, county, and state levels to make sure that we are really thinking about a long-term solution.
All right, Kim, thank you for joining us on The Factor Uncensored tonight. We appreciate your expertise.
And good luck to all those parents out there who are finding it difficult to find a child care provider. We wish you luck.